Welcome to Road to the Kentucky Derby, presented by Woodford Reserve. And in any horse race, you like horses, you dislike horses, and sometimes you fall in between: buy, sell, or hold. All right, guys, we're going to play a little game called Buy, Sell, or Hold with some of the Kentucky Derby contenders. And we're going to start with Magnum Hoon, and I'm going to buy him. I like the stamina that he's shown and the potential to go 1.25 miles. I still think he has a little bit of upside, and I think he might be a forgotten horse with some of the others getting a little bit more hype going into the gate for the Kentucky Derby. Ed?
Well, you can buy my share because I'm selling. Not only is there the Apollo thing going on, but also I don't think he's all that fast at the price I'm selling.
Yeah, I'm going to sell Magnum Hoon as well. I'm not really confident in his chances at 1.25 miles, a little bit worried about his trip as well.
All right, Good Magic is the next horse we're going to talk about. Progressive, at least from the Fountain of Youth to the Bluegrass and winning that race. I'm going to hold him. This is a horse that I really want to see train at Churchill Downs. I've been a fan all along, but I need to see a little bit more. So I'm waiting for training leading up to the Derby here at Churchill Downs to make my final decision. James?
I'm going to sell him. I will have him on some of my exotics, but I don't think he can win.
Yeah, I'm selling as well. I just didn't like the way he did. He won, but he didn't pull away from, I thought, inferior animals in the Bluegrass. He's not for me.
Next, we're going to talk about Audible, who's been amazingly impressive this spring. A New York bred. People are like, I don't like the way he trains, but I like the way he runs. So training Derby week for me isn't going to be nearly as important for him. I'm going to buy Audible just because I love the way he attacks the ground. I love what he's done so far. I don't think there's any reason not to like him based on what I've seen, Ed.
Yeah, I agree. I'm buying. Brisnet signs my paychecks. He has some of the best Brisnet ratings. I'm going to cash the checks and use him to bet him on the Derby. I'm a buyer.
I'm going to hold Audible. I respect his turn of foot. The Derby could set up well for his run style, but I'm a little bit concerned about the 1.25 mile distance with his pedigree and worried about him carrying his form forward from Gulfstream Park.
Now, Bolt d'Oro is a horse that everybody loved as a 2-year-old. In the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, he got an excuse because he broke bad. I don't really like the way he's progressed in his 3-year-old year. I'm going to sell him. I still think he has a fan club. I think he's going to go off at 8, maybe upwards of 10-1, but even at that price, I don't like. I think we've seen the best of him. I don't think he's going to move forward any more than he has already. James?
Yeah, and I agree. I'm selling him as well. He has not moved forward from his 2-year-old form when he was like a standout performer. I think he's going to come up a little bit short in the Kentucky Derby.
I'm holding. He's one of the few I'm most interested in to see how they work. Trainer Mick Ruiz, not exactly Pletcher or Baffert on the Derby scene. Jockey Espinosa's won it 3 times, so you do like that. But he's one of the ones I'm most keen to see how they work, so I'm holding.
Vino Rosso is a horse that I didn't like early in the Triple Crown season, but he really impressed me in the Wood Memorial. And Johnny Velasquez likes him. He picked him over Audible, so that's good enough for me to say I'm buying Vino Rosso, particularly at odds of 15-1-ish. Ed?
Yeah, I'm buying as well. I just think the opportunity to get a Pletcher trained Grade 2 winner, but a 100-point winner that Johnny V picked, that they've had a lot of faith in all year. They were in stakes races because they thought this was one of their Derby horses. Finally proved them right in New York. I'm buying.
I'm buying him as well. I'm a little worried that he'll be bet down a little bit as like a quote-unquote wise guy horse, but I love his turn of foot. I think he's coming into his own right now for Pletcher. Definitely like a top 3 contender in my book.
All right, guys, well, Justify is going to be the likely favorite for the Kentucky Derby, and I'm going to sell him kind of reluctantly, only because I think he's going to be overbet. I think the lack of experience may get to him. I think he reminds me a little bit of Point Given, not in the experience department, because Point Given certainly was more experienced, but kind of like maybe not running his best race in the Derby, but moving forward in the Preakness, the Belmont, the Travers, et cetera, maybe being the best 3-year-old by the time it's all said and done. For Saturday in May at that price, no, I don't like him. James?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to sell him as well. I won't be surprised to see him hold on for a piece. I think he's definitely going to be forwardly placed in the Derby, but I'm against him for the win.
Yeah, 136 years of history. I'm going to go with Apollo Curse tells me to sell.
Mendelsohn is a horse that we all raved about during the course of our discussions, talked about the fact that he might be bet down a little bit more than we would like. But I think of all the horses in this year's Derby, he's got the potential to be a superstar. He might run 7th, but he might win by 7 lengths. I'm buying Mendelsohn. I absolutely love him.
I'm buying too. I think of all the horses that have come over from Dubai, he has the best chance. Same with Aiden O'Brien. A lot of signs pointing to yes, he's for me.
Yeah, I'm buying him as well. He's my top pick right now. I loved his dirt race. I think he does have a potential to move forward in the Derby.
Entice was second in the Wood Memorial after a really good Gotham win. He lost to Vino Rosso, who is progressive. A lot of people will say that he wants to go 1.25 miles and that he's going to get better. But man, when I see his stride and he's climbing like that, I just can't use him on my Kentucky Derby tickets, at least prominently. I'm selling him, Ed.
I'm buying. He's one of those that if you like him, which I did going into the Wood, some shine is off with the second place finish. He's going to be 25 to 1. To me, he's the looking at Lee or Battle of Midway type that blew up the Super last year. So I'm going to buy him at a big price.
I'm going to sell him. I'm a little worried about him being in traffic. His Gotham, he had a clear path the entire way. I've seen him act, not like being in between horses. And I just look at him as like a Travers horse. He's going to be good later in the year.